in talking with mothers that we learn secrets of the motherhood journey, the ups and downs, highs and lows, and more importantly, the beauty, love, and joy of motherhood. I am Shawnte, the host of NexLevel Conversation. And as we prepare for Mother's Day, we are broadening our perspectives of what motherhood looks like and expanding our definition of what it means to love a mother, be a mother, and honor the women in our lives who have nurtured us. Tonight, I am so thrilled to bring from behind the scenes the woman who works so tirelessly to make this show run as well as it does, our executive producer, Saylor Madden. And joining tonight is her mother, Corale, and her sister, Kaddie. So help me welcome the Madden clan. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hello. I'm here with the whole of them. I want to thank you, beautiful ladies, for joining me on tonight. This is the mother, believe it or not. This is Corale, and this is Kaddie. They look like sisters? I mean, they all look like sisters. And this is Saylor.
Hey.
This is our Saylor Mac, the one who directs and tells us all what to do, who be fussing at us consistently. So we are here tonight to talk about motherhood, and in particular, the bond of motherhood. And so, Corale, I want to start with you. Why don't you tell us just a little bit, what is it like being a mother?
Oh, wow. I would tell you that it is the most joyous, fun, exciting, scary, loving thing that you can do as a person, as a woman. They're my heart. They're everything that I wish that they were, that they are, and they have become. They're amazing, and I'm lucky. I feel fortunate as a mom to watch them grow up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just wonderful.
We're all sympathy.
My God. And then she started out this early with the verse. Happens. They literally talk about the way you all are, and it's just one of those things that's you're proud as a mom. I'm proud to have just them be who they are. Just their happiness, them being happy is the most important thing that I would ever want, right? So
yeah, you cry. What do you as a mother, what has been the hardest part of motherhood for you?
Shutting up, like not being able to say certain things when you want to say that.
Really?
You really want to tell them, no, you're doing it wrong, or no, you're, and, allowing them to have the opportunity to learn is sometimes the hardest thing you can do as a parent.
How have you navigated that? Because you are a mother of 3, and all of your children are grown. What are their ages?
So Judge is my youngest, and he's behind the scenes. You can't see him, but he's about to be 20.
Wow.
Saylor,
my baby.
He's my baby. And Saylor is 24.
Yes, Saylor just celebrated a birthday.
I did. And Kaddie's 25 and about to be 26. So right now, that just makes me feel really old. And Kaddie has a baby, and he's 3.5. Killian is 3.5, and she's a wonderful mom.
Kaddie, for you, what is it like being a mother?
Well, it's amazing. I love being a mom. I knew I would want to be a mom. Everything. I always knew I was going to be a good mom. I just kind of had that.
You just knew it.
Yeah, I did.
I love your confidence.
already knew I was going to be a good mom. It was scary though, not going to lie. But he's my entire life. There's nothing to really, no words that I can say to describe it right now, but I wouldn't trade it for the world.
So you completely understand your mom and her tears right
Yes, no, I do. I told her though I didn't want to cry yet. I'm trying to keep it together.
It's glistening.
Okay.
It's glistening.
No, I'm telling you, I really put on a nice highlighter today.
You did. So being a mother, and Saylor, I'm gonna get to you, baby. We're not leaving you out.
Hey, don't worry about
Middle child. Being a mother of girls, do you think it was easier having daughters or being a boy mom?
So my daughters are so different.
Yes,
They're like night and day. They're so different that Kaddie was very, very easy. She was my, she didn't cry much. She just kind of, was more like a princess, hung out, was a cat for years.
Don't forget the gerbil.
She was a gerbil?
She was a gerbil.
We're like, oh, we're doing that. We're doing that now. Don't forget the gerbil. Come on.
She was a horse. She, yes, any animal she brought home. She was an artist. And so she would make horses and chalk and gymnastics, and they were both gymnasts. All three of my kids were gymnasts. And so, watching them grow up as different people is really interesting. Saylor is my, soldier, drill sergeant. She has perfect ideals of what she wants and how she wants it, and needs to be this way. And so a lot of times Saylor and Kaddie would definitely butt heads, and we kept them in the same room for a long time. They had to deal with each other, and it was as much as good and bad as it was. I think it was for the best for them. It really was. I think keeping them in the same room was better. It made Kaddie not so OCD, and it made Saylor
chill out a little bit.
Yes, no, Kaddie definitely chilled out and then went the complete opposite direction from OCD and was just kind of like, okay, everything's everywhere. And whereas Saylor went from kind of still has everything kind of everywhere, but she's always been that way. So
Saylor, as a middle kid, what is it like?
I think that's a very open-ended question because, there's stereotypes of being the middle child, and I think they're not stereotypes, or in a sense that they are. That is what happens as a middle child. You have your oldest and your youngest, the baby and the firstborn, and then you're kind of just there for a little bit, and you take care of everybody around. You see the mistakes from the oldest kid, and then you try to navigate that, and then for the baby, you raise them for 2 years, driving them to school because we went to the same school. So I think it's just there's a lot of patiently waiting, watching, learning happening during the times, especially when we were all living in the house before I left, and it definitely gives you perspective of who you want to be because you're just sitting there silently watching everybody do everything. So, as a middle child, I love it. I'm having a great time. But it was definitely rough sometimes, especially high school.
Really? Being a middle child and navigating that high school teenage life?
Yeah, I think it was going back, you see the oldest go off, do her own thing, and you're like, oh, I really want to do that. But then you see her not do great things, and you're like, oh, and parents get mad, and then you're like, maybe I shouldn't do that. And then you're taking care of your younger brother for a little bit because of all that. I don't know. It was definitely a weird time in my life to where I was just like, all over the place. Like I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I was sure as dang tried. You know how I kept that in for you.
I did.
Yeah, damn you.
And I'm not officially a middle child, but I fall in the middle, and I can 100% relate to everything that you just said, because especially with that oldest, Kaddie, oldest child, what is it like, especially being the oldest girl? Because my oldest sister gave my mama so many problems being the oldest. Because that was her, me and my oldest sister, that was her learning curve. And so what's it like being the oldest girl?
Well, there's no one to really learn from, I guess, to figure out what you just have to either choose to listen to your parents or not. It's kind of like a, rebellious teen type of stage. You're not wanting to do that. So but there was a lot of times where it was like, choose to follow directions or not do it. And, well, you gotta figure it out for yourself. So, why am I choosing to, follow?
So did your mom give you a choice to follow directions or not?
Pretty much, yeah. I just chose not to.
She did.
I think that's weird because it's like for me, I'm watching her making these decisions. And it's the first time she's making the decisions, and I think that's like the oldest always has that big overarching I'm the oldest. Like either I'm gonna do it this way or do it that way, and everybody younger than her
ends up with the rules.
because the oldest.
So thank you.
It's always y'all.
The first phone
Oh my gosh.
I got it at 13 or whatever, and went to school. It was crazy though, okay? I had a dream that I accidentally put my phone in a Subway bag.
And she did.
And I did, and I threw it away.
She did. So I guess when we couldn't get phones. We couldn't get phones until we entered high school.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
So we all got rules.
It was my first responsibility,
Did not take him very well.
Well, no, I just accidentally, I had bad memory of where I placed it. It wasn't like nowadays where everyone's on your phone constantly. It was like this phone doesn't do anything. So why? Except for I can call someone.
Was it flip phone?
There are no games.
Games. I think there's Tetris.
But how many times can you play that before you're just like,
So Coral, did you picture yourself? Did you want kids? Did you picture yourself as a mother when you saw your life when you was younger? Did you picture motherhood?
So
be honest.
So I will. So to be real, I hated babysitting. Hated, loathed. Did not ever want to babysit in my life. And when I became pregnant, my mom was like, "Oh, I'm not sure this is going to turn out so well." And so I was, pregnant, getting ready to have a baby, and I was terrified. But I had probably the best mom.
yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, Burl was phenomenal. And she already showed me a lot of things. She was a nurse. She was very kind. She was loving. And so she taught me how to love and be a mom and enjoy the girls and judge when they were, growing up and excited to be their parent. And so my mom was very much fun and loving and exciting, and she really was. She was the kindest woman ever. She really was.
What do you see as a mother? You as a mother, what do you see the most of your mom in you as a mother? And what do you do that's so much oh, my mom did this?
Oh gosh. She was fun. And I think I'm a lot of fun. or at least I think I'm funny.
Is she-
Hey, I mean, she's not. You're not wrong. You know, we've had some really good times.
You know, some certain things I don't handle really well. My mom didn't handle certain things well either. I'm very open with my kids.
Mhm.
I think my kids they know that they can come and talk to me about almost anything. I mean, actually anything. They can talk to
Anything.
me about anything. They know that at any point in time, if they're up at 2 a.m, 3 a.m, they can crawl in my bed. They can ask me all the questions. Their friends have asked me all the questions. You want to talk about sex, drugs, alcohol, or whatever, and I've done it. I've had lots of
You just
conversations.
said so. Did you have this type of? And I know our relationships with our mom elevate over time. And me and you, we grew up in the same generation, which is
Yeah.
totally different from the generation. Y'all
really?
got the best. Shut up. Y'all got the better parts. So when you think of your relationship with your mom coming up, not once you became an adult, but
Right.
coming up, was it the same type of relationship, and how did your relationship with your mom, you growing up, impact how the type of mother that you wanted to be with your girls?
So my mom, I grew up Mormon, and very strict, very closed off, very seen and not heard. And I didn't want that for my kids.
Mhm.
I really didn't. And you know, the more open you are, the more they understand things, the more you get to tell them versus somebody else telling them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted them to be able to talk to me about anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't able to do that with my mom until I grew up and was an adult and
Yeah.
had to push her in that direction.
Yeah.
And once my mom, you know, once I went through my own childhood and have gone through my teenage years and my crazy years, then it was my ability to talk to my mom and just say, hey, you know, you love me anyway, so why not? Let's just talk about it.
Yeah.
And then she could talk to the girls. She did. She talked to the girls about anything. She talked to Judge about anything. And she was able to do that afterwards, but it took her a long time.
And we are honoring your mom who passed away. Pearl has been
19.
gone back in 19.
May 1st, 19.
How has the loss of your mom, changed the way that you experience every day with your girls?
So Kaddie lives with us, and so I get to be a grandma all the time, like all the time. And I love it. Like I am grandma, I'm Coco,
Mhm.
I'm, you know, I absolutely love being there and a part of their life all the time. I'm lucky. It was hard because my mom was across, you know, she lived in Utah and I lived here and the kids grew up here. And so we would bring her to Dallas and let her hang out with the kids and stay for weeks, or that we would send them to them or to her. And I would say that our relationship is very my mom's relationship and the one I have with my kids is, I think, very tight knit now.
Yeah.
Very tight knit now.
I love it. I love it. Kaddie.
Yes.
Kaddie's like, okay, what question am I going to ask? What was, no, let me ask you this. First of all, because your mom talked about how y'all can come to her about anything. And I want you to answer this question too.
Okay.
And I know your relationship is open, but was there ever a period of time where you were like, no, I can't talk to mom about that, and then it had to evolve to, okay, now I can talk to her because now we're friends. Like when you were in that mom stage and mom as a friend stage, like was there ever a period of time for that?
Interestingly enough, there was I don't know.
You can tell.
Okay. Well, okay, so prior to me being pregnant with my son now, I had a previous pregnancy the year before that nobody knew about. Nobody knew about it. And it took me getting pregnant the second time a year later, almost a year on the dot, for me to be able to like talk about it and like say like, actually, this isn't the first time. there was a second time and everything. But I terminated the first pregnancy, just because I had my personal reasons for that. And then this one decided to go through with it. But yeah, there was a moment where I was like super ashamed of myself. And I felt that I like couldn't tell anyone about it. And that I had a lot of tough time with the second pregnancy too, being ashamed about it, that it was like hard to come to, but I was like,
Okay,
somebody's telling me, that I like, somebody's freaking telling me that I gotta be pregnant, so let's just go for it. Like, I knew I was gonna be a good mom, but like, man, you are really pushing for it. Because I was on birth control both times and got pregnant both times.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, okay, universe is telling me that I obviously need to be a mom, like now. So
I don't want to dive too deep into it because we weren't prepared for this conversation. But there are so many women who have that similar experience, and they feel that place of shame and listen to those voices and stuff. How did you move through that and begin to trust and lean on your support system?
I would say it's still hard because sometimes I still have those like what if moments. But it's like for the most part I'm fine now. It's usually during my period.
Yeah, always.
Well, have you ever seen there was some movie on Netflix that showed the two different lives, but you end up being in the same place either way years later.
Yeah. You're so amazing.
So
She is.
She is. That's my baby.
She's a fantastic mom.
She is good.
Fantastic
Yeah.
mom.
Super patient.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I need that patience. I didn't have that.
I still don't.
Maybe no.
No kids. Question for me. Like, was there ever a point that, because you had the benefit of watching their relationship, and I'm going to ask you about that here in a second, but you had the benefit of watching their relationship and seeing Kaddie and some of the mistakes and seeing the way your mom handled Kaddie. Was there ever a point for you where you were like, and then you had to move to, okay, mom's a friend and mom's cool, or I can talk to my mom about anything?
I mean, unless you know of any, I think because of watching Kaddie keep secrets and do secretive things, she snuck out a couple of times. You know
More
that.
than a few.
Yeah, more than a few.
Was that one who really pushed the envelope?
For sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, I snuck people in, but she snuck out, I think watching Kaddie
crawl out a window.
no, it was time. Small. She did that. I don't know what she did. I don't know how she did it. But watching her go through that and seeing because mom knows, and that's the thing that you can never get past, is that whether you think she doesn't know, she knows. And she does, because she'll come to you and be like, yeah, like, hey, oh, why'd you do that?
That's
Hey, look, okay.
Hey, Jack.
Do moms really have eyes in the back of their head?
They do. They do. Whether you think they do or not, they just
have a tingly feeling.
They just know.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, I knew from watching Kaddie do all this, was I'm just going to tell her everything. So I would be like, yeah, hey, I'm going to
Tattletale.
Sterling's house. She knew exactly what I was doing at Sterling's house, especially during, I was getting high. And I would sit there. Now, did I tell her stuff like years down the line of like maybe the small stupid shit that I did? But yes, I mean, I would wait to tell her a little bit longer the way. So I'm like, you can't do anything about it now. I can't get in trouble now. It's, you know, with limited statute of limitations. Statute of limitations is up. But I think, so for the most part, I feel like I've been really open and pretty honest about everything that I do or I'm doing. You know, when it comes to Dad, he doesn't know about half the stuff. He doesn't know about most of it.
I'm about to say he does now. We're gonna divulge a few more secrets here in a little bit.
But I would tell you that, you know, we know, like as parents, we know, and just to let the cat out of the bag, we grew up with your mannerisms, how you look, your eyebrows, the way things do, and we know when you lie because of the way you look at us or don't look at us, or the way you just the things that you do. We know,
or you move your body a certain way.
You know, how defensive you get about certain things, and you know, right? I mean, you just know. So I think kids really believe we are naive, and we actually live a lot longer than you think we have, and have done most of everything that you've ever thought of. So good luck.
Kaddie, what's something that your mom told you was gonna happen that happened? That she told you when you were young that it was gonna happen, and now that you're an adult, you're like, my mama was right.
I don't know, probably life. Just life in general. Like, life is gonna hit you. And it did. It did. I can't think of anything specifically that had happened, unless y'all can, because
Like specifically hit.
Not hit, but like I would tell you.
Don't know. We're not. That's question.
What I want to do is I want to take a quick break, and then I want to do a little bit of family trivia, if y'all don't mind.
How did you know this?
How do I know what?
Family trivia.
Well, these are questions. It's
Okay.
a fun trivia question game.
Sorry.
Like it's so technical answers.
Time to make sure that very high.
You know, I will say I do know quite a bit. Anyway, when we return, we're going to play a little mother and daughter trivia game to get to know Kaddie, Saylor, and Coral a whole lot more and on a deeper level, and dive just a little bit deeper into some of their personal business. So we'll do that right after this brief message or video.
It's just about family here. I was a Division I athlete, stopped playing basketball, and it's been really nice to come back here because I pushed myself in ways here that I wouldn't on my own. Getting my inner athlete back.
I was a little nervous, but I thought I'm just going to go and see how it is. But it was so much fun. It was so intense. Coach Kev is so great. If I'm feeling like, oh man, I don't even feel like working out today or something, if I called him, he would like, get your butt to the gym. It makes a difference when you have that kind of support system.
I greet them with a smile, I greet them with a hug, and tell them, hey, we on this journey together. And that's the biggest thing. They know that I'm there with them on that journey.
You better listen.
We're back, and I'm sorry. I think the producer, she's just so mouthy, okay? When her mom talked about the middle child, she was right. We're back, and I am joined by Saylor Madden and her mom and sister, Kaddie and Coral. And we've been discussing motherhood and the joys of motherhood, the mother-daughter bond, just life as a mother and life as a daughter altogether. Now we're going to play I'm going to ask some questions. It's fun.
Yeah.
Just fun. Kind of comfortable. We're just sitting back. Coach trying to get her perfect angle. Okay.
Got me on the wrong side. Okay, hold on.
So everybody can answer if you want to, or we'll just kind of bounce them off. This is not limited to you can answer as you as a mom and relate back to your mom. Okay, so here we go. This is for the two of you ladies. What's your favorite place of all sites that you've traveled with your mom?
I'd probably Las Vegas was fun, but it wasn't okay. What was it? So we stopped in Las Vegas, and it doesn't sound like I wasn't of age yet of drinking. No,
She had to wait outside.
but we had a great time in Las Vegas. That's the road trip.
The road trip
Was fun.
Mom's funeral.
Oh, you're
It's a great
comic
time.
relief.
Okay.
Is that your favorite one?
No. No, I wouldn't say a funeral would be, but I've
That's weird.
I would say mine would probably be in a more traditional tropical weather type of thing. So maybe like Cancun was cool. There was chimpanzees or monkeys or something howling at you. Oh, it's a bungalow thing.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, it's Costa
Costa
Rica.
Rica.
Yeah.
Yep, that was fun. You knocked out
Mud
both
bath.
of them.
Okay.
Mud bath. That was good.
Oh, mud bath was fun. Mud bath was fun.
Oh, there's
That's
I
really
remember.
place.
yeah. There's a picture.
You have pictures.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, cool.
All right. What's your mom's favorite meal and why?
Oh, we just did this charcuterie board.
Oh, I was gonna say some cold shrimp.
Well, you did that too. You did that too.
No, I mean, she probably has a bunch of favorite meals, but I will say that one of her favorites is a charcuterie board. You can have different meats, different cheeses. She loves all that kind of stuff and making it fancy. She loves a spread.
Yes, I actually enjoy that and shrimp.
She
And
just lied to everybody's face. You see how she did that pause? I know your kids too.
I actually like, us tourist people like a lot of different types of food, and I'm not a huge. But we have so many tourist people in our family that
Yeah, because Coral's birthday was yesterday.
yes, it was fun too. It was fun. I went swimming, had charcuterie and shrimp. So I had it all. But I mean, I had. It's hard.
It's,
I like
you
lots
just
of
can't
different
pick
types of
one.
food, but I
No,
just can't.
tacos. Just kidding. Duh.
Burger.
Kaddie, what's your mom's gift or talent? Gift or talent? What does she do? What does she do better than anybody?
Flirt. Her like natural way of just getting people to
Do what you
instantly fall in love with her, to just like be like, okay, great, I need you to do this stuff, and they're like, okay, wonderful, let me go and do that for you. Would you like it on a silver platter?
On a silver platter.
She's gonna say decorate, but okay, slur.
Go get people to do really nice decorating for her.
She does the nice decorating. What
She about it too, but she can also have people do it for her. No, but she's a great decorator. Like she'll plan it all out. It's amazing. Party planning, go to.
Okay. What household chore does your mother enjoy?
cleaning bathrooms? That's why she hates that. So I said it. No, I mean,
If it's not music on and it's blasting, then I'm sure she can get through it. But she's chores.
Yeah, she's cleaning it.
you're weird.
No, I like to clean. It makes me feel sick.
Clean kitchen. Don't screw with the kitchen.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I had Judge clean the counters and do all that stuff because we did great for yesterday
Amazing.
because she needs a clean kitchen.
I think that was the best.
It is.
But somebody else doing it.
I will clean the kitchen. I
No,
will
she-
clean-
no,
I will
she-
clean
yeah.
the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
I do, and I like it a certain way, so that's why, you know, she's right. I will turn on music and I will jam out the whole time, and I'll clean under everything, and that's
Was she one of those mothers? Because my mama used to do this. She would have us clean, and I don't care how clean we got it. It just was not her level of clean. So it was
No,
constantly.
no. No,
y'all
we
were
were
so
fine.
lucky.
We were fine.
I didn't do it.
I think the biggest thing was if she asks us again, that's an issue.
She had asked you to clean twice.
If she has to do that, then we're in trouble.
Mm.
It's like, okay, clean a room, put away the clothes, make the bed, do, the basic stuff to have a nice looking room. Like, you don't want to, not have one. But if she had to ask you more than once, or even maybe you'd get away with a second time of asking, or her asking you to do something. But if it was not done that third time, phone taken away, car taken away. It was everything taken away.
What's the worst punishment you've ever got?
My phone being taken away.
What is the worst punishment?
I would have to say that was probably it, though. Or sit in the corner. I don't know. You have to sit down for so long. I think this is excruciating.
Especially for somebody like you, I can imagine. Y'all were so lucky. Oh my God.
No, I mean,
We had some punishments.
We did. Wooden spoon.
well, I mean, I could talk about Shawnte slapping me outside
Okay,
the head
hey,
every
we're talking
day.
about y'all.
Okay.
We're not talking about me.
I'm just giving punishments.
About me.
I've had
Okay, get your
punishments.
wife. Ain't nobody talking. We talking about your mama.
I to be honest with you, I think there was a time when
The car being taken away. No, I would say the car. The car being taken away. That's my freedom. Okay, but I was a teenager at the time, so you have to understand the dramatic stuff that was, as a teenager, I can't go pick up my friends right now. Or go to Whataburger.
So dramatic.
No, I'm fine.
but no, I think for me it was not nothing was the worst punishment. You were gonna get the stuff back. But I think the reasoning behind one of the punishments was the stupidest thing that I've ever laid my eyes on and still hate. I had downloaded Tinder.
Oh,
You want to talk about this? You want to dating this?
yeah. That's
I
pretty
do.
Good.
I downloaded Tinder. That's when it first came out. And everybody at school, Harrison, all my friends were downloading Tinder because we thought it was funny to swipe on people and see what all the profiles they had. So I downloaded it so we could all start swiping together. I wasn't on it to find anybody. I wasn't having conversations. I wasn't. You know that. I wasn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
But
it was
she
funny.
didn't know I had it. And so I'm sitting there in the car, and she gets a call from Barbara, who was my friend's mother, who is very strict,
Very, very.
and called my mom, said, my son has Tinder. Does your daughter have Tinder? My mom goes, hand me your phone. I hand her my phone. Tinder was there. Got my phone taken away for 2 weeks because I had Tinder downloaded.
Well,
I got banned after, I don't know, an hour. From 2 dating apps.
Should be.
Someone get banned. Now,
with this
oh man, permanently just
You
Yeah.
just outed yourself.
Bumble, Tinder, ban. It's all right. Those ones were awful anyways.
But anyways, I think it's the reasoning behind
Yeah.
to where I was like, this was
wrong. That was one of them.
No, you didn't get that wrong. You didn't get it wrong. You shouldn't have been swiping.
No, swipe left.
16.
You shouldn't have been swiping. Okay. What did this, Coral? This is for you.
Okay.
What did your mother say would be important when you grew up, but hasn't been?
How many people I slept with?
Okay, that came out of nowhere.
So afraid of, and in her own thing, that was the thing that she was afraid of.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. Like, how are you unless you say something, nobody knows.
And nobody cares.
And nobody cares. There are people, don't get me wrong, there are people that care, and you know what, they can just go be themselves. Enjoy yourself. But yeah, that was the big thing my mom was freaked out about. And because I was raised Mormon, it was a huge thing. I mean, no sex before marriage, no nothing. And I mean, whoa, like, easy turbo. It was one of those things that it was a huge deal in my house. And it took me a lot to just kind of go, yeah, and I went the other direction for a while because I was like,
How did you get? And I don't want to get too serious, but how did you get past? Because I was raised the same way. How did you get past that voice? And every time you went to do something, and hearing that voice and hearing that constant thing that was constantly on your mind, how did you get past that to get to the other side and learn how to be okay with who you are and what you were doing and just life, period?
I had to get married the first time. And it took me having Kaddie and Saylor, and it took me understanding who I was as an adult, and knowing that there was nothing I could do that my mom wouldn't love me anyways for. And it took me being really straightforward and honest with her. And it's a life of being straightforward. Like, it's really important to just be honest, because you know what? There's absolutely nothing that they could do that I wouldn't love them. That just doesn't,
Oh, you think there's something you
Prison.
Yeah. No, but trust me, believe me, I know they love you right on through prison.
They love you through prison, but yes, are there things that you could disown somebody for or whatever? Yes, there are certain things that may happen. It just so happens my kids will do that because it's just not a.
I think she has her hopes up.
No, I mean, the one thing that for me that
I think what she's saying is there's nothing that you could do, really and truly. It's basically what she's saying.
Thank you, not love.
Not love.
Entirely true.
That's why she was like, "There's nothing."
There's nothing that
and
there's nothing that could.
That is great.
I tell Killian that every night too. I'm like, there's nothing you can do that'll make me not love you. So just.
And that's the amazing thing about mothers, because us folks who are not mothers, there's plenty of things that people can do that'll make us like,
and you're like you chewed wrong.
There's a lot of things you do that give me the ick.
But she doesn't stop loving you. Kaddie, what is the most courageous thing you have seen? No, pause that. What's the most courageous thing you've seen Kaddie do?
I like how you turn that question around. Courageous. I think. No, that's an easy question. I think telling mom and dad that she was telling me, first of all, that she trusted me enough to tell me that she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. That meant a lot. I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Sorry. I didn't know what to do with it. But, it takes a lot of balls to say something, and especially after what she had gone through a year before. So for her to be able to come talk to me first before going to talk to anybody else, she probably told her friend before for sure. But coming to talk to me, like, that was really big. So I think in that sense that I feel like that's probably the most courageous thing I've seen you done to this point. Having a baby, I guess, sure, but I didn't see you have him, so like he just popped out. Is all I know.
Take something, Daddy.
I know.
Kaddie, what is the most courageous thing you've seen your mom do?
What happened to me?
You did.
Yeah, you did.
You should just me. I just looked at them.
Okay.
Get there.
Most courageous thing I've seen Mom do. Oh, but it's so personal.
Okay, let me.
I'd have to say stand up for herself with like just everyone. So, you know.
Because it takes courage.
It does.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Burl a little bit. What was one of the most courageous things you saw your mom do?
Oh, that's really personal too. Leave my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Leave my dad. Yeah. That was the hardest year and one of the best years of my life. And then moved to Utah and, you know,
Start over.
and start over. And I'll tell you that we lived in Vegas until I left, and then she moved to Utah after I had left home. But she was one amazing woman. She was just fantastic. Like, she was the light. She was the most giving, loving person, and she was and how you understand. I mean, the best thing about Mom was the fact that she worked with cancer patients, and she saw the brightness and the lightness in their eyes, and she taught me, because I volunteered so often at hospice. She really taught me how to love people even in the last moments. And that is probably where I feel I get my empathy. I have such empathy and warmth because of that, that I was able to be there in the last moments of not just, many different people, but yeah, she really taught me how to be empathetic. Oh, like, Mom was awesome.
Yeah, she really
Mom was just awesome.
She really
I was gonna say it was when she took her first sip of wine.
Wait, who
That
took
works
their first
too.
sip of wine?
Burl.
Oh, that was the most courageous thing you saw your grandmother do?
Oh yeah.
Because she would have never done.
She would have never done it. And then she, you have Dad come in. I have an expensive bottle of wine. Here you go. She drank it.
Yeah.
That's when you knew that she had kind of that's how I knew she changed. Was like, oh, she's drinking.
Wow.
And they're not virgin strawberry daiquiris. They weren't virgin anymore.
Right. So we gotta wrap up, but I want to ask you this, Saylor. What is the quality you like most in your mother?
I'm gonna put me on the spot about this one.
Well, you was just complaining about the courageous
no,
thing.
I know.
And don't try to avoid the question.
I know. It probably is her empathy and the ability to be nice to everybody and not judge people and not.
Yeah, because she does it.
She does it.
You do really well.
You're just so open to everybody. I hate people. I
No,
may
she
not
does.
hate.
No,
I may.
she does
Okay, hold on. Let me finish. She cuts me off all the time. I don't hate people, but I definitely don't like them when I first meet them. It's going to take me a long time to warm up to people and actually have there's a vibe, you know? But
Middle
for
child.
mom, it's just, she's just always open and loving. She lets everybody in the house. The door is always open. The fridge is always open. Like, she is that mom. And for me, I am not that way at all.
Do you think she's just not that way because she isn't a mom yet? Or do you think do we think it's possible that Saylor
That's
can,
possible.
No,
gang up on me.
Saylor shows a hard exterior because she has her, it's because she doesn't want people so close to her in the beginning. And the moment that she starts to get to know people, then she allows them in. And she does have empathy for people. She feels people. She just doesn't want them so close so quickly. And I get it. I totally understand that. I just have never been that way. I've always been very open.
I mean, just so outgoing. It's so ridiculous. Okay, it's so ridiculous.
That's something that they share. That's why I put them on that couch.
Because Kaddie is the exact same way. The exact same way. Kaddie, what's the best piece of advice your mother has ever given you?
Wanting to say no.
Say it louder.
Learn to say no.
I think with conviction. She said it with conviction. Still learning.
You're doing it. Yeah. Saylor, what's the best piece of advice your mom has ever given you?
Go away. In the sense of not just go away, but leave. You need to go out and do your own thing. That's what I mean by go away. Is really just go do your own thing. Go be you, and don't hold back because you're hearing some other things from other people.
All right, that's some really good advice. Corale, what's the best piece of advice your mother ever gave you?
Oh heck, Mom. So many pieces of advice my mom gave me. But gosh, it's difficult to come down to one.
I'm sorry. Jesus.
Think you're okay?
Yeah, they were not. We're right there. She's talking about Burl. Okay.
No, I know. I could.
There's so many. Eat the cake. And it's okay to drop the cake. It's okay to drop the cake and she will still eat it. And that was that was something that happened.
Eat the
cake.
cake.
It was on her birthday. And you have to understand, my mom was a twin. So it was Merle and Burl. And one day we were sitting there and family was just around us. Everybody was there. And I dropped the cake. And I was, in my 20s. I already had girls. And I dropped the cake. And then so many people judge other people. And she's like, and so what? You dropped the cake. Half of it's still good. Let's eat it and keep going. And I've never forgotten that. You know, she was like, let's eat the cake. And do they judge you? Sure. But who cares?
Oh man, I love that.
And that like,
I get that tattooed.
Oh yeah.
I need to get that. It's my mom and dad arm right now. I'm gonna get eat the cake. Eat the cake. Hey, drop it. Eat it. Drop it. Eat it.
Okay, this is the last question. It's not for you. This is for you two ladies. What is something that you would love to know about your mom that you don't know?
I think that's very hard. Her and I talk
How mom and dad met.
Hard. And wait a minute. It's the way she hit me right in the middle.
Middle child. Single child.
Be faster.
Yes, I'd love to know that, but frankly, I don't feel like there's
that bad.
No, dad says to leave it.
To leave it. I feel like mom and I know each other like a little too well. we talk every morning, even when I'm in North Carolina. We FaceTime every morning. So I feel like if there's something that I haven't asked you, like, I don't know what else I'd want to know about you, to be honest with you. I think I know a lot. A little too much.
Well, and there you have it.
It's just like, where's the answer?
Yeah, good luck on that one. Coral. I mean, I just asked y'all, what's something that you want to know about your daughters that you don't know?
Make it good. I'll say it.
Oh, you better think good and hard. Right. Got a minute.
There's absolutely nothing that they could really say, right? No, there really isn't. Tell you what color I'm wearing. You know, I'm not.
I forgot.
There you go. All of it. All of it. We're open.
And there you have it. I want to thank you ladies so much for joining me. This has been so fun. Yeah, I was so nervous. I told you it was going to be great.
She's a brand.
Because that's what makes it so great. Thank you ladies so much for joining me. Hope you guys have enjoyed experiencing the bonding and joy of motherhood with us. Continue to tune in each week this month as we bring you more stories of the joys of motherhood from diverse mothering journeys. And if you have missed any of this episode or any of these seasons, you can go back and watch all of the replays on our YouTube channel. And while you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also that share button. And continue to follow us on social media. Each day we have been featuring a picture and a quote from our mothers and daughters of their definition of motherhood. Finally, I want to remind you to check out the WinWinWomen.tv network, the world's only interactive free live streaming network exclusively for women by women. You are able to watch unlimited shows on all the topics that you care about. And until next week, I want to let you know that I love you and I appreciate you for watching. Go be great.